I hope that you're well and that you're having a great day. So I'm Megan. I'm just going to bring to you today the word of the day for the Elim Estuary Church group. So I have named it, Jesus Calms the Storm. And I kind of think we're in our own kind of storm at the moment. You know, there's a lot of uncertain things, and there is the coronavirus pandemic as well. So this is said to be the new normal. But we have questions. I had questions. Where is God in this time? What is God doing? Where is God in the midst of the storm? So we're going to head over to Mark 4, verse 35 to 41. On that day when evening had come, he said to them, "Let us go across to the other side." And leaving the crowd, they took him with them in the boat, just as he was, and other boats were with him. And a great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking into the boat, so that the boat was already filling. But he was in the stern, asleep on the cushion. And they woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" And he awoke and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. He said to them, "Why are you so afraid? Have you still no faith?" And they were filled with great fear and said to one another, "Who then is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" Wow! Can you imagine being one of those disciples and in that boat, fearing for your life, seeing these ginormous waves about to take you over? I know certainly if that was me, I probably would have been very scared. And that is the honest truth. But you know what is incredible? Is that Jesus was with them in the boat, yet they still feared. Even though he was laying there, albeit asleep, they still feared. And if you think those disciples would have seen those amazing signs and wonders that Jesus had performed, they would have seen miracles and healings, yet still they feared. And as with us in this time, we can look around ourselves and to see these massive waves crashing over. And we can look at our situation and think, where is God in this time? What is God doing? Does God see the coronavirus pandemic? And I'm certainly sure that is the same questions that the disciples would have been asking. Does Jesus see the storm, but he's asleep? So Jesus told the wind and the waves, and he commanded them to be still. With words, that was it. The winds and the storm was stopped. And that's so incredible, isn't it? That God, that Jesus with words can stop the storm. And I think sometimes we need to remember that even in the midst of our troubles, even in the midst it may look like the Lord can't hear, he hears all things and he is with you. Proverbs 3 verse 5 to 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all of your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight." So we are told to trust with all of our hearts, to lean not on our own understanding on what we're seeing around us or how bad it may look, and to acknowledge him in all of our ways, and he will make our path straight. So he will make our path straight. We acknowledge him. Wow, how incredible. If I just think about a time when I had to put my trust in God, I remember driving to work in the morning and God showed me this beautiful rainbow. It just made me smile so much. And in truth, it took my breath away. And later that day, I had no idea, but my area manager was coming into my place of work. And she said, "Megan, we need to go up to the office. We need to have a chat." I tell you what, I was frightened. I'm thinking, Lord, please, Lord. So anyway, we went upstairs And my manager said to me, Megan, we're getting rid of your position. You know, there's no longer space for your position here. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? What's going to happen? But she said to me 3 days before, the lady across the road had given in her notice. So I had a job with the same brand and a better position to go over to. And when I think of that rainbow, the Lord showing me that morning, that promise, because a rainbow is a promise, God's promise, not to flood the world, but every time I see a rainbow, it just reminds me that God promises to look after us and to care for us. So God made that promise that morning, and He showed me, even before then, that everything was going to be okay. So sometimes we just need to not look at what we see, but know that God's hand is upon it. So Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Whatever you're going through at the moment, whatever storm you're going through, I encourage you to know that God is with you in the midst of it. God is with you every second of the day. He sees you. He sees the coronavirus pandemic, and He is with you. Thank you so much. I hope that you have the most beautiful day filled with many blessings. Thank you.